know I was going to start.
Huh.
What?
Good morning. Welcome to Open Gates, where we talk about everything live.
Tomorrow. Yeah, I was going to start off with some music, but...
We got to put that. We don't own the rights and stuff. Do y'all wake up happy?
Because if you're happy, you know it.
Do y'all wake up in a good mood? Because my husband wakes up happy, energized, singing and dancing every day. Every day. I get to wake up to joy.
It's about 7 a.m.
Amen.
Oh.
He wakes up singing to me. What you got for us, babe?
Well, I was thinking, yesterday I watched our live video a few times.
Few times.
Yeah. And it was awesome because there were some things in there that I definitely needed to hear, but continue to reflect on, because everything is within me. And so it's amazing sometimes that if you stop and actually listen to yourself, how much understanding you could receive. Then you got to ask yourself, what do you really want to understand? I think there's, that's where that question part comes in, like we were talking about the inner child yesterday. It's talking about a child again today in the Chabad. But it stirred me up this morning about yesterday. And so I was like, man, it talked about yesterday, the inner child being in awe. And I was thinking, well, where do we hear that word awe often? Well, we hear the word awe, but maybe we don't hear the verbiage of awe. What we do hear is we hear the fear of the Lord or reverence for the Lord. And when you dig into that, you're actually going to find out that it means in awe of. And so I asked myself, well, what am I in awe of? Could it be whatever I'm in awe of is what I'm allowing to lord over me? Could there be the start of questions like what the Chabad was talking about yesterday? Because a lot of times I think that we might have an understanding of something, but we don't have the awareness that we're allowing other things to lord over us. Because we just get comfortable and it's just what it is. But like it talked about yesterday, and we've been talking about this for a few weeks now, when you sense feelings and emotions start to shift, could that be you in awe of something? Could you have a reverence for something there? And when you have a reverence or an awe of that, are you allowing that particular thing to lord over your life at that particular moment? These are some questions I had yesterday.
That's good.
And so it was like, wow. And so what you get a chance to do is to really stop and recognize. Stop and receive. Stop and let it be revealed. Stop and be aware of what you're aware of, if that makes sense. And it's amazing how much we talk about James 1:3. It really is, because a lot of us, especially me, I love to talk. And a lot of times it seems like it's not because I have a lot to say. But I got to be honest, I feel like I have a lot to say. Does that make sense? It's kind of weird. It's like when somebody else can be talking and then you won't have no intentions of talking. You'll just be listening. It'll be interesting. But then when their head turns to you and a question asked, boop, you're on for 3 days. That's me. Does that make sense, though? You know what I'm saying? But if you take time out, if you slow down, right? It's not like you don't have to say anything. If you're just slow to speak, slow down. then you can really be aware of what you're even talking about. And I say this all the time, so I'm gonna give a shout out here. But when Deanna and Hawk came down, that was something that Deanna had shared with us, because she was just in a silence. Good morning, Donovan. Good morning, Noel. Grand Rising. How about that? Grand Rising. And what she had shared with us is like, she's got plenty to say, but she had learned, I don't know where she learned, maybe she taught herself, but she was like, man, when I listen to others, I see their expression on a different level. And I'm paraphrasing here. That's not exactly what she said, but it was just amazing to hear her say that, because at the building, when they came down the year before, I remember her talking a lot, like me. And then when she came here and visited us in her house, I'm like, it was almost like you could see the expression of Hawk and her and Hawk. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. And it's pretty amazing. I know you guys tell us all the time. You guys just, man, listen, the favor that you guys show to us is amazing for me and my wife, because I tell you this, and I'm getting off on a rabbit trail, but it's such a blessing to hear all the comments that come on Facebook, personal messages and everything about my wife and I's relationship. And I'm going to share this little nugget and then I'll turn it over to Tanya. But you know what's so amazing about it for me? I'm going to speak for us, but I'm saying for me is I don't have to work at it. I don't have to work at this. I can just be. And the relationship that you guys see, or if you're around us, what you experience, it just is. I don't have to try to be anything to my wife. I am who I am. And it shows her who she is. And that is the marriage. That's the marriage, guys. You don't have to strive. I don't have to strive to be a better man. I don't have to strive to be a husband to her. Amen. And let me tell you why. And this is going to sound way, way out of bounds, but you got to think about this, right? There's no need. We say, I need that person, or I want that person. There's no need there. Why? Because my wife is totally fulfilled within herself. I am totally fulfilled within me. And when I know that and I recognize that, from that position, love conquers all. Amen. Period. Exclamation. And that's why you see what you see. That's the fruit of the Spirit. Anyway, go ahead, babe. Sorry. I love
you. Polly, you were saying so much, and I was like, okay, this.
Do we need a pen and paper?
I do. I'm like, I need to start bringing a pen and a paper to you, because by the time you finish talking, no, I'm just joking, y'all. I love for my husband to talk. I do. When he's not talking, I'm like, why ain't you talking? What you thinking about? What's wrong? You know? Because he loves to talk, and I love to listen. I love to listen to my husband talk. I do. I really do. Like, ooh, it's beautiful. But anyways, I don't need to write down yet. But anyway, so as he was talking, I was thinking in the beginning, when he first started.
In the beginning was the word. Oh.
In the beginning was the word. I was thinking, practicing what you preach, you know? Because when you were talking about, are we listening to what we're saying? And, oh, it's right, Cletus.
I love it.
You know, when you really listen to what you're saying, and we say a lot in the morning. I mean, we come on here every morning and we talk, and we talk about what life and how we see it and what we think and what we believe, you know, all those things, you know, our perspective of things and how we want to do things and how we do things. And so, I was thinking when you said that, I was like, practicing what you preach, you know, because yesterday when we talked about that situation being presented to me, and immediately your first reaction is to react, because it's someone close to you. It's almost like they're doing it to you, right? And because I was slow to speak, quick to hear, quick to listen, you know, slow to anger, I thought about what I was going to say before it came out, you know? And so I was like, hold on. that's not who I am. Like, that's not who I am. And so I had to think about, this is who I am. I am love. And so I need to see this through love's eyes. And then, what was the other thing? I was like, practice what you preach. And then, there was 2 things I was going to say. What are you in awe of? So when he said, what are you in awe of? I was like, oh my goodness, I am in awe of the love that I am. I am in awe of the love that I am. Because, I tell y'all that in my past, I was like, I just felt like I had that stony heart, that I didn't care about anybody and all these type of things. But I said, I was thinking when, after the situation was presented to me and I went on about my day and I started thinking about that person, the one that is causing, it seems like it's causing the commotion, but the one that they're all coming against, it seemed, I was in awe of the love that I am, because I really, really, genuinely had love and compassion for this person. In my heart, I was really thinking and showing compassion. Not even knowing who the person is. I don't know who that person is. Never seen her, I don't know anything about this person. Except for what I was told. But I didn't take what I was told. I took the love from within me.
Ooh-wee.
And gave it out.
That's a nugget.
And so, that's just what came up to me.
Awesome, man. Donovan said, balanced conscience, meaning from the heart, because that is where the issues of life flow from.
Yes.
Amen. Amen. That's a great word right there. Issues. Mm-hmm. Because I think we've gave issues such a bad rap. Right? Oh man, you got issues. Well, right. It sounds so negative. But if you really hone in and really dig into what Donovan commented on here and ask yourself, if you're like, issues, I ain't got no issues. Are you sure? Are you sure? Why does it have to be that issues are negative? Why does it have to be that issues are bad?
Right.
What if issues are just circumstances? What if issues are just realities? Like, think about that for a second. That's such a good, thank you, Donovan. That's amazing.
Well, it is realities if you think about it. Issues of life.
Right.
So where are you in life?
Realities of life.
Yeah.
Situations of life.
Where are you? Where do you stand in life?
Yeah.
Because where you stand in life is what's going to flow from your heart.
Wow.
And so in my past, where I stood in life was in anger, bitterness, unforgiveness, all those things. So those issues would flow from my life, from my heart. But now, because I know who I am, and I'm aware of love, the love that I am, then those issues will flow from my life.
Right. He said, be aware of the silent judgments. Ooh, wow.
Yes.
We make about how we see things. It determines what we encounter. Most definitely.
Yes, absolutely.
Most definitely. We were hitting on that too yesterday.
The energy.
Yeah. So that's good stuff, Donovan. Those silent judgments could be something that, I spoke on it a little bit, just gave you a different angle on it yesterday about the expectations. We could be comfortable in our expectations because we could just say, man, that's just the way it always is, or that's the way we always expect it to be. And so when we do that and we don't have the outcome that we wanted, right, those expectations turn to judgments. Well, those are the silent judgments right there. You might not have said, well, what if it doesn't go like this? You had an expectation that it was going to go like this. But actually, there's a silent judgment that says, if it doesn't go like this. You know what I mean? Right. So think about that. He said, judge in fairness and righteousness so you don't come under the law, but stay in the spirit, not under the law. That's good. That's good. And listen, I would encourage you guys to think about this. Like, anytime you think that you have a thought or you want to have an action, let alone a reaction, right? If you see it as an expectation or judgment, whatever verbiage you want to use, ask yourself why is your focus outside of you? Ask yourself that first. Okay, because that'll help you. It'll throw up some red flags for you to stop right quick and do James 1:3. Slow to speak, quick to listen, slow to anger. And sometimes you don't even have to speak, but what you do is you have a thought form that comes through your mind. Maybe you need to focus on that before you try to focus on projecting something outside of you.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's what I'm getting. When Donovan shares what he's sharing right now, that's what's stirring up in me. And so I'm just giving you the angle that I'm understanding it from. And you can have a different understanding from it and run with it. Run with your understanding and see what that understanding has for you. That's how you're going to grow. But I got to encourage you with this. Run with that understanding, focusing on what's within you, what's coming from you, how you are being, not how everybody else is. Right? So,
yes, and yes.
What else you got,
Yes,
baby?
because I have done that. I do that now. Now that I know that I am loved, I do that. I bring it to me. Like if I do see something, if I am looking at something a certain way, okay, hold on. Where's this coming from? Why am I seeing it this way? You know, because God, the pure in heart shall see God. So if my heart is pure, am I seeing God in everything and everyone?
You know, here's an amazing one. I know we've said it before, but we haven't said, because we usually just use the statement, the pure in heart shall see God. But what about this one? How does it go? To the pure, all things are pure. Think about that for a second. That'll rock your world. To the pure, all things are pure. And so for a lot of times what we do is we look outside of us and we'll be like, man, that ain't right. Or that's terrible. or whatever in a negative context, right? But think about that for a second. To the pure, all things are pure. So whatever you're seeing outside of you, if you're labeling it, defining it, or deeming it as not pure, then it's actually showing you something about you. Because to the pure, all things are pure. So if all things aren't pure, what does the word pure mean?
Well, I looked it up.
So let's get into that, because that's the question I would have. Well, what does pure mean? So before I even try to think that pure has to be so perfect, I might want to ask myself, what does pure mean?
You want to read it?
Yeah.
There's several different definitions.
Okay, let's
This
see.
is just the simple definition.
Oh, this is going to have me break down all kinds of stuff. The first one is the adjective format, and it says not mixed or adulterated with any other substance or material. Wow. Well, let me ask you a question. When it says not mixed or adulterated with any other substance or material, so could that be the knowledge of good and evil? So when you're seeing things, when it says the pure shall see all things as pure, right? And the definition, this is a simple definition. It's not getting into the Greek, the Aramaic, the Hebrew, or we're breaking it down. We're just going off of a literal meaning of it, right? It says not mixed or adulterated with any other substance or material. What is substance or material in that context? Could that be your thoughts? Could that be your knowledge of? So think about that right there, right? So when you're seeing, like if I'm seeing Tanya, right? And am I seeing her for the Christ in her? Or am I seeing her mixed with all my other thoughts or knowledge of her? You see what I'm saying? Am I mixing in? Am I adulterating all the thoughts of, well, I might know a little bit about her past. She might have confessed some things to me. Am I mixing that in?
Wow.
Is it the knowledge of some things that we might have went through in our relationship that I'm mixing in? So am I adulterating it like that? Think about that for a second, guys. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It brings it to life, right? And so the next it says, without any extraneous and unnecessary elements. Well, what are those elements? The same thing. It applies the same way I just gave you that angle. Extraneous or unnecessary elements. What's unnecessary elements? Maybe those unnecessary elements are the elements that we provide. So when I'm say I'm looking at Tanya again, this is an example. I'm looking at Tanya, but yet I feel frustrated. So now there's an unnecessary element that I'm providing to this, what I'm seeing.
Oh.
You see what I mean? So if I'm tired,
Good.
if I'm pissed off, if I'm depressed, then I'm adding that element to what I'm seeing here, and it's not pure no more. Because I've mixed in that extraneous, right? And then the other one says, it's free of any contamination. That's amazing. Because how does something get contaminated? Huh? If Tanya's coming to me, and then I'm looking, and I don't see this as pure, right? The contamination didn't start here. Uh-oh. The contamination started here, and I contaminated this.
That's so good, baby.
So when you're looking at somebody or something outside of you, and you're not seeing it as pure, it didn't come to you in the contaminated form. It started within you. And you contaminated it, so it's no longer pure. Think about this, guys. It's powerful. Dig into it. And that's the top of the morning for you. But that's just a little bit of the word pure. And we just looked it up in just a dictionary format. But you can get, I mean, I can go on and on and on. This is, oh my gosh. But anyway, just to shine some light on that. But think about that as you go about your day to day. This is Hump Day. This is Purity Day. Purity Day. Wow.
Every day is Purity Day.
Yeah, every day is Purity Day. So,
Every day. Every day.
On that note, I'm going to read something here that was from a Rebbe. And I thought it was pretty powerful. It's talking about leaders. And I think sometimes that we hear the word leader and our knowledge takes us to somebody of status. And because, hold on, let me say, not because of anything. Let me just say this. If you say the word leader, or if I say the word leader, what comes to mind for you? Okay? Immediately, if you always think outside yourself, then that's a red flag for you to really go focus and to really see how you see yourself. Because everybody's a leader. I know we've been taught, well, not everybody are leaders. No, everybody's a leader. Everybody is. You want me to tell you why? Because in some way, shape, and form, you have led something or someone in your life. Mm-hmm. Somebody has been taught by you in your life. So you're a leader. Now, you might not see yourself as a leader. That's upon you. You need to go look in the mirror and face that little battle or whatever I want to say. Right?
Right.
But everybody is a leader. In just what way do you lead? That would be the question. Right? So this little reading right here I thought was really, I think it's really important. I think we should gain understanding. It says, a true leader does not seek followers. He or she wants to teach others how to be leaders. He does not want control. They want the truth. They do not impose their leadership on others, nor do they take away anyone's autonomy. They inspire by love, not coercion. And when it comes time to take credit, they make themselves invisible. But they are the first to arrive at the time of need, and they will never shrink away in fear. They are so passionate about your welfare that when you consult them for guidance, it is like coming face to face with yourself for the first time.
That's so good.
Yeah, so powerful. You know, a lot of times we think that this leadership thing is something that other people have earned, and rightfully so. I'm not taking away. Listen, if you've went to school and you've earned something, man, listen, I honor you. I congratulate you. Keep pressing. But you know, there's a lot of people that haven't went to school, that don't have degrees, that don't have certificates, but their leadership skills are phenomenal. Why? Because they know who they are to the point to where everybody else comes first. You hear me?
Jesus.
My God. Yeah. They know who they are to the point where everybody else comes first. You see,
That's good.
when you know who you are, then the byproduct is everybody else will see themselves through you.
Yes. Yes. But let me just read what Donovan said. He said, attached to nothing, entangled with everything.
Oh my God.
Sounds like Jesus to me.
Yes, Christ in the flesh. Amen. Amen.
He knew who he was, and he allowed everyone to see who they were.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
that's so good.
Through him.
Through him, yes.
Through him.
He was their mirror.
You know what's amazing?
He was their clean mirror.
You know, Brian and Shauna Christian share this all the time, not all the time, but often in their heavy revving, and just even when they're talking. But they use this one word right here. I use the word mirror, but they use this one word, and I think this is powerful too. They use the word lens. What lens are you seeing through? Because about a week ago, they gave a powerful live video. And for those of you guys who don't know them, I encourage you to go befriend them, watch their lives, go follow them. I don't know all their information, but anyway, just Brian and Shauna Christian. Just
Heavy Revvy TV.
Heavy Revvy, go look them up. But Shauna was really breaking down something, and it was amazing because, understanding that people are right where they need to be. Okay? People are right where they need to be. Love says it often. All of these, everybody that we're around says it often. If somebody else is not telling you that, then just ask yourself why. If you don't think you're where you need to be, ask yourself why. You're right where you need to be until you don't need to be there. You only know what you know, right? Until you want to know more.
That's what I was going to say.
You see what I'm saying?
Be there.
Until you don't want to be there. But the lens factor comes in to the point of whatever you're seeing is what you're seeing, but you got to go within and ask why you're seeing it, or what is this there for? And from that position, the lens starts to be clearer and clearer. But you guys have to go watch the video. So I'm paraphrasing. I don't want to just shred it up into dog food, but go and listen to how she's explaining it. And Brian chimes in, and then when Brian chimes in, he's like, hey, your lens is just getting clearer and clearer. When you become more aware and more aware, what are you more aware of? You're more aware of what's going on outside of you is actually what's inside you. And so as you become more aware of that, you become more aware of you. And that's where the transformation starts to take place. So.
Yes. The law of radiation. is what is attracting. What looks like it's being attracted.
Who was that? Dolores Cannon?
No, that's Kay Fairchild.
Oh, Kay Fairchild.
It's the law of radiation.
The law of radiation.
We've always known it as the law of attraction.
Yeah, she flipped the script on that, gave you a different angle to see it from.
It's the law of radiation. And actually it's the law of radiation because whatever you are attracting is what you're radiating.
Wow.
It's just getting closer to you. It's just coming.
So it's still starting within you. Yeah. Okay, well.
It's that mirror.
What else you got, man?
That's it. I think we can end it there.
Okay. Did you read that yesterday?
Yes. It was so good.
Do you want to read it now?
Sure.
Okay. Tanya's got to read it. Woo! Yay, go Tanya!
It says, how do I help others to be conscious of Christ?
And I thought it was fitting because Donovan said Christ in the flesh. So since he commented that, I was like, oh, wow, this would be a great.
Your own consciousness is their deliverance and awakening. This is the secret. The only way to help others is by being the light ourselves. Our light is so powerful to dispel every darkness. It is just by being the light, being love, being Christ. Stay in the consciousness of our sonship is deliverance to others.
Wow.
This is why Jesus said, love your neighbor as you love yourself. He was simply saying you cannot love your neighbor until you first love yourself. You do not know who your neighbor is until you have known yourself. This is how we transform the world. Sometimes we focus so much on trying to change and help others, but the excellent way is to focus on being the light and being love. This is how we change the world. When you change you, others see God in you and are changed. Also, sometimes our definition of change is based on our indoctrinated mindsets. God's way is not our way, so people actually are being changed and raptured daily, but not into the religious form we are used to, but into the Christ form. We may not accept their change or see it as genuine, but the Father of spirits, who sees all hearts, knows his own. Good morning, Christ. Oh, I love that.
That's so good. The part right there. Let me see what time it is. Okay, because this had me stirred up. The part right there where it says sometimes we no. It says also sometimes our definition of change is based on our indoctrinated mindsets. I'd encourage you guys to go and dig into that. What's indoctrinated mean? Apply that to your mindsets and then ask yourself. It'll reveal something to you. But it says God's way is not our way, so people actually are being changed and raptured daily, but not into the religious form we are used to, but into the Christ form. So here's what I will share with you from what I know, okay? I used to say the same thing. I used to say, well, God's ways are not our ways. God's ways are not my way. And then you see something you can't unsee. Then you experience something that you can't unexperience. Okay? And when I say see, it's not seeing with the physical eye. It's seeing because something changes within you. Mm-hmm. You start to understand, even when you just, in the simplicity of reading the Bible literally, you see so many different times in so many different books of the Bible that he says we are one. Jesus explains it really, really well. And then you go on to these other scriptures and it says where the kingdom is. And I'm like, wow. And then you go on to scriptures where Jesus is pleading with God, saying, Father, make us as one. And I'm like, we're one. It's simple. We're one. So what does that mean? What does that mean we're one? Well, now you can start to hone in and ask the question. I asked the question. I wasn't scared. Listen, if you're scared to ask God questions, come on now. Ask God the questions. I'm going to tell you like this. Here's a little nugget for you. If you're scared to ask God questions, maybe it's because you might be scared of an outcome that will change your comfortability. Because when you ask God a question, you're asking from within to within. And so from within, it'll be revealed. You know, I've seen a post by Will Rogers, and I've seen this before. He just reposted it. But it says,
that's yeah. So good.
He says, it's not his post, it's just a meme. And the meme says, if you crack an egg from the outside, then life ceases to exist. But if you crack an egg from the inside, then life exists and prospers. So think about that. Think about that for a second. But anyway, as I started to dig in, what does this really mean? Well, then I found out that, hold on. The reason why I've been battling so much is because I thought God's ways were not my ways. But if God lives within me, then how come I'm not seeing that God's ways are my ways and my ways are God's ways? That's a question that might challenge some of you. But that's a good thing because it's actually an opportunity. Challenge is not a bad thing. It's an opportunity for growth. Okay?
Amen.
Right. So, anyway.
Amen. That was so good. Y'all.
Donovan,
got
thank
some
you.
Things to meditate on today.
You give a shout out to Donovan. Thank you for the dialogue.
Yes, Donovan. That was good stuff this morning. Thank you so much for joining us.
And you know, I've been, I hadn't paid attention for a while, but yesterday I paid attention. Probably, it's not that I paid attention, it's probably just because I seen it because I watched the video like 3 times. But we had like 90-something views before lunchtime. And so, I want to encourage you guys that, I say this, I've been saying this, okay? But I want to encourage you guys to understand what it means to be a voice and not an echo, okay? And so this is an opportunity. This platform, we've been blessed to be able to get on this platform. But this platform is not our platform, it's our platform, right? And so maybe it's just because you don't have time to get up at 6 a.m. Maybe for whatever reason that you're not on here when we are live, but then you do come and watch these lives. Hey, please comment. Please dialogue with the video as you're listening to it at a later time. Because that's where we stir each other up in good works. That's where iron sharpens iron. And it's, like I said,
edify.
Yeah, that's where we edify each other. So, because it's not about Tanya and I just trying to do all the talking and get a point across. We're just sharing our hearts. But listen, just as much as you listen and watch the live video, meaning you're coming into oneness with the expression of you that we are, your dialogue allows us to come into the expression of you that we are. Yes. Does that make sense? And so with the dialogue, with the commenting back and forth, listen, I promise you this platform, it's not an offended platform.
I'm so glad you said that.
You said, I mean, there's nothing you're going to say. Okay, go ahead, baby.
I'm so glad you said that. Because we are going to start our ministry back up. You know, we shut it down. We didn't shut it down. We put it on hold for a while. We rested.
Now we're going to rest.
While we were getting to know who we are, we sat it down for a little bit. And so the other day I told my husband, I said, you know what? This is always what we were supposed to do. You know, this is what we were doing before. This was our life, and this is what we were supposed to do. So we're going to start it back up. And so Open Gates.
I'm just not hearing this. Yeah, that's amazing.
So Open Gates, I told him, I said, babe, Open Gates is opened because Lupe has unlocked the door. I had a dream. And in my dream, there was a prophecy. And the prophecy, what did he say? Your ministry started when you came out of the... Yes, it did. Yes, it did. It did. And that's what I said. This is what we were always supposed to have. You know, this was our mission, our assignment. I always say assignment. This was our assignment from the beginning, from before the foundations of the world. So, anyways, I had a dream. And in that dream, what in the world are you pulling out? In that dream, there was a prophecy, and the prophecy said Lupe can unlock the door. And I went on a mission trying to find Lupe because I needed Lupe to unlock the door. I was like, Lupe, where you at?
Here's the kicker. She's Mexican, so how many Lupes you think she knew?
Yes, y'all. I was like, and then I was like, is your name Lupe? Your name Lupe?
It's amazing.
But as I went on a mission to find out who Lupe was, God showed me that Lupe was an acronym. It meant love, unity, peace, and equality. So as he's saying that this is for everyone, this is not a platform for us, but it's a platform for everyone. Because Lupe, love, unity, peace, and equality has opened the gates for everyone to be equal. We are all one. We are all equal. There's no one higher than the other on here. We are one. We're one mind, one body, one spirit. We are one. And so,
you know,
I just wanted to share that.
The question format allows growth for all of us. And so maybe you're watching these live videos at a later time. Maybe you don't have the question format. Maybe you have the statement format within you. Maybe you understand the statement format in what you know is truth. Listen, we don't ever debate that, and we don't ever defend it, because truth doesn't need to be defended. And you definitely don't have to debate truth. That's why we encourage people to comment, because that is your truth. Now, can truth change? Think about that for a second. Ask yourself, can truth change? But whatever it is that you know, maybe it's just something you believe, then here is the platform and opportunity to share it. That's being the voice and not the echo. That's standing on your firm foundation, because you only know what you know. But here's an encouraging statement I will give you. Is there more than even what you know? And do you want it? Because if you want it, then this platform is a great opportunity to share what you know, and maybe, just maybe, there'll be a greater knowing that you will walk into, that you will experience. Why? Because of everybody sharing from their heart what they know. That's called iron sharpening iron. Amen? So I had to say that on there. I wanted to say it at the beginning, but I feel like I want to say it at the end because this will apply to the people that do watch. When we have views, there might be people that just jump on right quick and they listen to 3 seconds of it and they jump off. Either way it goes, the seed is planted. The simple fact that you're jumping on here means that you want something more. Now, is that necessarily going to mean that you're going to get that more from us? No, it doesn't. But it does mean that you want more. So where are you going to get more? When you go within inside you. When you dig within you, you're going to get more. Right? So just wanted to leave you guys with that. Donovan, thank you so much for always chiming in, man, and sharing your morning with us. Alexa, bless you. Oh my gosh. I see the little slugger slugging it up. Home run time. So what Donovan say?
Said responsibility. The obligation to answer for an act done and to repair any injury it may have caused.
Wow. That's good. That's from the Black's Dictionary. Thank you for that reference, Donovan. You're amazing. You know, we talked about responsibility yesterday, too. When I shared that little... Did I share that?
I don't know.
I told somebody about it yesterday. Because I was like, man, what's responsibility? I think we shared it on the live video yesterday. Responsibility is the ability to respond. And now, now take that into consideration, what Donovan just said, and then go look it up where Donovan gave you the reference to. And it's going to be amazing. So, Alexa, thank you. It's great to see you on here this morning where we talk about life. Gates are open, and I love the little heart smiley face. I get those often from my wife. That means she's like, happy. So if you're happy, you know what, clap your hands. So, yay. Guys, I love you. Listen, remember this. Remember this, okay? You ready? 1, 2, 3. Go in the mirror. Go look in the mirror and smile. Isn't it a beautiful thing? Like maybe you're not in the mirror right now, and I share this all the time, but smile right now. Can you feel that? When you smile, can you feel that exuberating energy flowing through your body? Yes. Isn't it amazing?
The warmth.
Oh, man. Isn't it amazing? Temperatures rising. Oh.
Wrong song.
But you see what happens with the flow coming from within you just by your smile. Now imagine the byproduct of that is everybody else feels that energy.
Which is what we just talked about in this reading.
Man. So smile.
Staying conscious of Christ within you.
Yeah. Amen. So smile. Smile often throughout your day. Smile to where your cheeks hurt. And then I'll take the blame. You can blame it on me. That daggone Chad. He made my cheeks hurt. But anyway, I got to get to work. Guys, thank you so much for blessing us. We're so grateful when you guys chime in on here. And then you guys, when I see the views, it allows me to know that people want more. And can I tell you, when you start to dig within, it gets gooder and gooder. Right? Amen. So we love you guys.
Amen.
Have an amazing day.
God bless y'all.